Hello, welcome back to another video. We got some royalties here, a little update on the most controversial VTuber group imaginable. We got the downfall of the most controversial group. Let's get into it.
And gatekeeping this medium won't help either. In regards to Vtards, I may be crazy, but they are nowhere near done. I think some people are even requesting to join the group.
He spoke a little too soon in regards to that. Honestly, when I first heard about this and I saw like people like talking about this, I was like, oh, they must be making fun of like the fact that people are so easily offended over the word retarded and whatnot. And I was like, oh, that's funny. I contemplated putting that shit in my fucking thing as like a joke, because I genuinely thought it was just like this group of VTubers that were like doing it just to like make fun of like big corporations like VShojo and Niji Sanji. I thought that's what it was about, and I thought that they were also using VTard to like just like make fun of people who also, you know, like I said, are easily offended by the word retarded. Little did I know until I saw that royalty is here video that it was like, yeah. No, that's not what it's about. Yeah, let's see. Let's get into this little update.
But they are still going, and who knows, maybe they will change their reputation around. The other members, I don't know about Red Miku. But yeah, that is just a small topic I wanted to talk about quickly. And if you remember this picture and the music...
Damn, that guy sounds pretty...
Bro, why did he have to call me out like that with the fucking picture at the end of that video? I remember that shit, and he made me feel old about it.
Intelligent, and most of his predictions must be correct a majority of the time, and his cock must be at least 2 foot long meatball marinara subs wide.
Bro. Why is he using that measurement? You're not American, sir. Why are you using American measurements? American units, huh? What is that? What is that? 2 meatball marinara subs? What is that? Did he say 2 meatball marinara subs? He could have just said a meatball marinara foot long if that's the case. Like, bro, excuse me, sir. I believe the appropriate term is the length of 3 Big Macs if you're gonna use food as descriptors.
Best order from Subway, by the way, obviously except the steak and cheese. But that's...
I was about to say, you slandering the Philly cheesesteak sub with extra goodness like chipotle sauce, honey mustard, buffalo with jalapenos and pickles and light mayo and all the other stuff that'll make your booty hole tingle? How dare you? But no, he corrected himself. He knew better. Royalty here is he knew better than to slander the fucking steak and cheese goodness.
It's me, if you couldn't tell. And I was talking about the VTubing group Vtards, a group that somewhat shook the VTubing community upon its conception and announcement tweet, simply from the name alone, which not everyone agreed with.
Bro, the fact that people literally lost their shit over the name is like hilarious. Not even the people associated with it, just the name. It's like, bro. If anyone in my community supports this keyboard warriors, you will be blocked. Bro, you sound like a keyboard warrior. At least have the balls not to hide behind an avatar while you say hateful words. Bro, shut the fuck up, man. Who gives a shit? People are literally losing their minds over the word Vtards. Like, bro, if you're gonna lose your mind over the group of people associated with him. Like this individual. While posting AI art of them in Nazi uniforms. Like, bro, forget the whole AI art shit. The uniforms, in my opinion, is the major issue. Also, there is no VTubing community. It's individual people who are VTubers who have their own communities. Let's get one thing straight. There's no such thing as a VTuber community or a VTubing community, okay? No one is in this. There's no community, because that would imply that everyone gets along. and that's a lie.
But a majority of people were a lot more offended by something even worse. That being one of the 5 members being a version of Hatsune Miku and agrees
Yeah,
with and
like I said, don't be fucking salty over the name just because it's fucking hilarious, like Vtards. Be fucking offended by the group of people that are in the community. In that community. Who is part of that whole shit. That's what you should be offended about. Like, holy fuck, dude. It's fucking wild.
expresses Nazi ideology openly.
Listen up, you filthy Take a Q-tip for once in your goddamn life.
Excuse me, you stupid, red-headed, propaganda spewing wannabe Hatsune Miku bitch. That is my word. My word. That is my property. You gotta get your motherfucking name. Get my motherfucking word out your motherfucking mouth. That's my word. I don't give you permission to use my word.
And clean your fucking ears. And listen up. We gotta send all the niggas back to Africa. Total death. F all you stupid niggas. I want you out of my country.
And whilst the other members were nowhere near being
That's rich coming from someone who's literally using a voice changer. That's rich coming from someone who's quite literally using a voice changer to hide what they actually sound like. I bet you this is actually like a fucking 300-pound white dude that has nothing better to do than to go on the internet and just fucking rage bait and shit. Guarantee that this is actually a fucking dude. You know, the whole haha meme, like every female VTuber is actually a man with a voice changer. No, I believe that this one is actually a dude with a fucking voice changer.
Nazis. They were not afraid to speak their mind, with a lot of participants publishing tweets that many saw as...
Imagine getting blocked by Kitsunero. That is hilariously wild, dude. You gotta say some wild shit for Kitsunero to block you and whatnot.
controversial. Now, in my previous video, we talked about the conception of the group, the people within it, and a bit of their past, and the infighting that occurred in the Nazi versus Lolicon arc of the group, resulting in the...
Yeah, guys, I wonder what's worse, fictional media or an actual historical tragedy that has you know, very fascist rhetoric tied to it. Gee, I wonder which one is worse.
messy exodus of...
Little hint, it's the one that led to World War fucking II.
one of the members, where for some reason they all jumped on Twitter to fling shit at each other, and it was mainly between the...
Wow, you're telling me that the toxic people who are toxic to others outside of their group would immediately be toxic to someone who used to be in their group but they kicked out just because of a slight difference in ideology? Wow, really? Gee, it's not like we've seen that before with other people. Hassan towards Ethan Klein. Hassan's orbiters. Shit. God damn, doing that actually made me have to clear my throat. Well, yeah, like, bro, we've seen it with Hassan. Literally, Ethan Klein, they disagreed on the most fucking vanilla thing imaginable, and Hassan immediately went on, like, this fucking crusade against Ethan Klein. Like, bro, let's be real. These types of people will turn on each other the moment they get the chance.
The person that left and the people still within the group, like some speaking about each other's personal lives behind the scenes, and some speaking about each other's bipolar disorder, which left a lot of people thinking...
Bro, that's just, like, genuinely pathetic, dude. You kick someone out so you immediately start making fun of their mental health. Like, bro, how pathetic do you have to be, genuinely? Like, how pathetic of an individual do you gotta be to, like, do that type of shit?
A group that set out to push social norms and had such controversial takes. Why do they have such thin skin when it came to things like people talking about them behind?
Because they quite literally can't dish it. Or, I mean, they can't take it. That's literally it. They can quite literally dish it, but they can't take it. Rules for these, but not for me. They'll pretend to be these Giga Chad, ultra based VTubers, but the moment anyone says anything about them that they don't like, they fold like a wet napkin. That's why, because they're thin-skinned as fuck. They can't take any type of criticism. Hence why they form this little circle of this little echo chamber with themselves, and why the moment someone didn't agree with one little topic, they kick them out. Because they can't fathom the idea of someone disagreeing with them. And when someone does, they immediately lose their goddamn minds.
And that is what my video covered. Ending with a prediction that just because one member of the group left, it doesn't mean the group is over. And potentially maybe the group will be able to salvage their reputation. The other members, not Red Miku. Now I will preface
Yeah, the actual Nazi probably won't be able to do jack shit. The only way I see this person being successful is if they quite literally kill this character off, switch their voice changer to a different voice, and just adopt a completely different personality and disassociate with this. But, you know, racist people will never change, realistically. They won't. Especially when they're this level of racist, and they actually, like, openly spew, you know, Nazi rhetoric.
Saying I was half right in that prediction, so fuck you, but I was not completely right, because I was either third-partied by fate itself or the Lord above, because as soon as I posted that video, I was bent over and my asshole was used like a natural colander, primarily because as soon as the video was uploaded, like maybe
so fucking graphic, man. Jesus.
3 hours later, things surrounding the group got significantly worse. Like, I mean completely imploded. Got the whole Doctor Who's Series 14.
Bro, yo, this season was the worst season. I don't watch Doctor Who, but I know that this season was the worst because the actor quite literally gave up. He quite literally gave up. He didn't even finish the season. He quit. That's how bad it was. And it sucks ass, because I like this actor in, shit. I think it's called Sex Ed on Netflix. Like I saw Sex Ed, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty funny show. Now, like when I first saw it, now I just think it's cringy as fuck. But I genuinely liked his acting and his performance. I thought it was really good. Then I saw it in Doctor Who, and I was like, damn. I saw the clips, and I was like, God damn, I can't even fault him. I the only person I can blame are the writers. He's just an actor reading the script. The writers are the ones who fucked it all up. No wonder he quit.
Treatment. Oh my.
But yeah. In regards to the thing he said, the 3 hours, that reminds me of the Donald Grover meme where he's like, where Donald Grover's like walking up and he's like, he has the fucking the box of pizza and he's like all chipper and shit. That's like royalty here uploading it. Then he walks in and everything's on fire, and that's royalty here 3 hours later.
Accurately, the Fallout Brotherhood of Steel handling. So basically, the situation with the group got worse, and my video was made immediately outdated within a few hours after uploading. Yes, it was a premature ejaculation. Not the first time.
Why is he using that image? Why the SpongeBob troglodyte image? Bro.
But what possibly could have happened?
I've said this a few times. Like, and it's not a voice changer, it's a voice modifier. So it doesn't sound that different.
That's a voice changer, dumb fuck. They're the same thing. They're the exact same thing. You're modifying your voice, you're literally changing it. It's literally the exact same thing. Like, bro, can we stop pretending like they're two separate things? Let's be real. Can we genuinely stop pretending like there's an actual difference in what she's saying? No, it's literally the exact same thing. A voice changer is a voice modifier because you're modifying your voice, i.e. you're changing it. Anything that modifies your voice is literally changing it. Like, bro, it's dumb as shit.
From my voice, but
So probably the first thing is with Red Miku or Natsusu Miku. The one that is supposedly a Nazi Nazi and once again advertises a lot of the ideology a Nazi would. Now, something
Ruh-roh,
strange
Raggy.
occurred with Red Miku. Some people didn't entirely believe they were a Nazi or racist. Even people that sympathized with their racist beliefs and Nazi beliefs were expressing they did not like this VTuber and didn't think they were.
No. I think they genuinely feel this way and they're actually a Nazi. I genuinely do. Like, I feel like this person is the type to unironically collect Nazi memorabilia and literally walk around and fantasize about the return of the Third Reich. Genuinely.
Actually, any of the things they were saying. There's one event in particular in an interview with Red Miku from the YouTuber Godfast, where they ask if they have read a particular book written directly by a certain Austrian painter.
Oh, is it Mein Kampf? I think he might be talking about Mein Kampf. Bro. That just reminds me of the meme where like the grandpa buys the kid Mein Kampf and the dad's like, "What is this? Why'd you buy him?" He's like, "Oh, well, he said he wanted it. He said he wanted Mein Kampf." He's like, "No, not Mein Kampf, you idiot. Minecraft, a video game." That's literally what it reminds me of.
And it's what many people that believed what he believed read.
I have not. I know what it means, but no, I haven't read that.
You haven't read my.
I should.
Why are they censoring Mein Kampf? Is it doesn't Mein Kampf literally translate to my story? Or am I wrong here? Hold up. Let's see, Google Translator. Hold up. He wrote another book. That's hilarious. I didn't even know there was a second iteration of that book. Let's see. Yeah, it translates to my fight. According to Google, it translates to my fight. Like, bro, what? What, you can't, damn, it must suck ass to be German and, you know, speaking in German and having a German speaking YouTube channel. And like, what happens if you say in German that you're like, you were fighting, some creepers in fucking, in Minecraft and whatnot. What, you can't say fucking whatever it would be? Fucking Mein Kampf against creepers. Like, what? Like, bro, why are you censoring that word?
You're like this. You're like the biggest like.
That's like censoring pito in fucking Spanish because pito could be translated to dick. That's literally the same thing.
Like the most far right extremist Miku, and you haven't read it?
I'm sure I've seen excerpts from it, but no, I've never read the whole thing.
Jeez. Okay.
So at this point, you had people that disagreed with everything.
So just how is him, whatever the fuck, not reading a book immediately clear them that they're not, you know, a Nazi? Like that genuinely doesn't make sense. That's like saying, "Oh, you don't have a cross in your house, you're not Christian then, even though you have a Bible and like a painting of the Last Supper." Oh, but you don't have a crucifix at your house. Like, bro, it's the same thing. It's like, what? That makes literally no sense. Just because they haven't read the book doesn't necessarily mean that they are not a Nazi and that they don't believe in the Nazi ideology that they're, you know, spewing. In my opinion, that just because they haven't read something doesn't automatically clear them of anything, you know?
Thing Red Miku was saying, and people that you would think would be supporting Red Miku both hate her. And Red Miku was also not liked by people on other platforms. Like
Bro, Even, damn, you know you're a fucking failure at life when other Nazis quite literally don't like you. That's hilarious to me. How are you part of a group and the group of people in that group don't even like you whatsoever? Like, that's that's fucking hilarious if you ask me honestly. I was about to say that's insane, but honestly that's more hilarious than anything. It's like, bro, you're that much of a failure at like what you're spewing and whatnot that even the people who would realistically agree with everything you're saying don't agree with you just because they don't fucking like you. Like that's hilarious to me, man. That is genuinely hilarious. Like, bro, imagine having the entirety of 4chan not liking you. Like, that's mind-boggling. How do you get 4chan to not like you?
4chan and Kiwi Farms. But that joins on to the next part. So Red Miku had a bit of a weird voice. It was somewhat robotic, leading a lot of people to believe they were using a voice changer, or as they call it, a voice modifier. They even admitted to using it and cemented the fact they are in fact.
Yeah, they're using a voice changer. Like, you could tell it's a voice changer just by the way it sounds. Genuinely, it doesn't sound like an actual person. It sounds like it sounds like it's being filtered, going through an application and being spewed out by an application to like make it sound different. Like, fuck, I could probably, do I still even have mine installed? I could probably do a straight up comparison right now, actually. Hold up. Wait, I need to pull up my sound settings as well to make sure it doesn't fuck anything up. Let's see. Because I know it'll fuck shit up the moment it opens. Okay. Let's block that out for right now. Authorize. Close. Close. Let's see here. Alright, put that back up. Alright, let's see here. Did it... Let's turn it off first. First and foremost. Let's see here. I need to check my sound settings. Yep. It immediately fucked with my sound settings. Okay, let's see here. This one's set as default for everything. There we are. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so... fuck. Well... Okay. Let's see if I can get this to work properly the way that I think I should be able to get it to work. Let's see here. Let's see. That's not the right thing. Fuck. Okay. Well, I can see. Okay, I could probably change it this way if I change the output. Properties. Okay. I hope this works. Like, okay for right now. Alright. Let's see here. Settings. Alright, perfect. So... Huh. Let me mute that. Oh, that's why. I see. That's why I could hear both. See both. Okay. This is God, I can't stand listening to myself. It feels weird. All right, so this is the voice mod. Literally voice mod. And let's see here. I will swap to Genki in the voice mod so that we all can hear it. and whatnot.
Okay. This is what it sounds like with the voice mod. This is the gatekeep voice. Alright? Notice how it sounds almost like what she's doing. How it sounds very, robotic. You can hear the fucking fan and all that shit in the background, the jet engines. But yeah, this one's another one. It's called the Yield. Another voice. And, I hate the music. Wait, what the fuck? Why do I sound like, another fucking YouTuber that I know? Yeah, this is another female voice. These uploaded way fucking better since the last I heard them. But yeah. Notice how it sounds very different. Very robotic. And very, well, not as robotic, but it does not sound normal. It's a normal voice. This is exactly what their voice sounds like. Alright, let me fucking change this back to what it needs to be.
There we are. We're back. So yeah, this is exactly what it's like. That's the voice mod. And the thing that I used to use with the voice mod was literally just something called Clean Mic, which lets you adjust the bass, the mid, and the treble. And I would leave that at default, just for shits and giggles. But yeah, that's the voice mod. You could see from the examples that I gave that it literally sounds exactly like that and whatnot. But yeah, they're totally about to say that they're not using one somehow.
In fact, a girl. Even admitted to using it and cemented the fact they are in fact a girl.
Press X to doubt. Let me know in the comments. Were those two voices convincing enough to where if I had made another channel and I started using the voices, the voice mod, would y'all believe that I was a girl as well? Because if you ask me, I don't know, that second one, the fucking Yoan, whatever the fuck, however you say that sounded pretty fucking realistic to me, not gonna lie. But yeah, you know, I don't believe that they're a girl for a second. I don't believe it. Even if they were to post pictures of themselves and they were a girl, I would still believe that that's a load of crap and that they got those images off the internet somewhere and that that's not them. That's how deep in the trenches of I'm not believing it. I am.
And they only use a voice changer so that their voice cannot be recognized because they say a lot of unhinged stuff. And the voice changer...
Well, in my opinion, if you believe all this stuff, why are you using a voice changer to say it? Huh? Why use a voice changer? It's pretty interesting, you know, to claim that, you know, these are your thoughts, your opinions, and then you use a voice changer to like hide who you are. It's a bit interesting, I will say. It's a bit interesting. It really makes you think like, really that's why that's the excuse you're going with?
It protects them from being recognized.
Okay, now I have to ask this because everyone's wondering: are you a girl?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No, I'm actually a fat Latino guy who loves tacos. No, hey, but why the voice changer? Why do you think, man? I've said this a few times. Like, and it's not a voice changer, it's a voice modifier. So
it's the same shit. Get off your fucking high horse, you fucking retard degenerate. It's the same shit, dude. It's the same shit. Don't even fucking act like there's a difference, man. Like, holy shit. I like how they get so offended whenever you say, oh, why are you using a voice changer? They're like, it's not a voice changer. It's a voice modifier. It's like, no, that's a voice changer, dumbass. Just because you're using a different word doesn't change the fact that it's a voice changer.
it doesn't sound that different from my voice, but
Press X
you
it
know how
out.
many threats I'm getting right now? Like, people want to straight up kill me.
Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why with the fucking insane shit you say. I wonder why people are sending you death threats and people wish for your downfall. Shiver me, riddle me this, Batman. Why is the Nazi spewing Nazi fucking propaganda getting death threats because they're a Nazi? Damn, Batman, it's such a mystery. Like, what?
Like, that's why. It's to prevent doxing.
But that wasn't all there.
Well, I mean, that makes no sense though, because how many VTubers who don't use voice changers get doxed? Huh? How many times have we seen other VTubers who don't use voice changers get doxed multiple times? Wasn't Camilla doxed? Didn't Neanners also get doxed? Like, there's a lot of Tectone just got fucking swatted, and he does fucking face cam. So realistically, what you just said makes no sense.
Was to it, soon the whole picture would be revealed, where it would be discovered that Miku wasn't a girl at all, they were in fact a guy. So to clarify,
Wow, holy shit, Batman! How could I have called it, man? Oh my god, my fucking detective skills are on par with Sherlock Holmes, lads! God damn! I fucking called it, god damn! Holy shit, dude, I should be working for the CIA with how good these detective skills are. What a thug! The guy using the voice changer to hide his voice for quote-unquote doxing purposes turns out to be a dude. Wow, who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? Who could have called it?
blurring out all the information, even if most of the information is known at this point and Red Miku themselves have talked about it. But at the start of August, a thread would be made regarding Miku, taking an in-depth dive into who they are and their existence as Miku on the platform overall. They would also confirm that Miku is a guy, which was found from a past username on Minecraft, of which they then found an email related to it and then found a picture of their face. And from the same account they were able to find their full name.
Of course. They are a white supremacist. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk that they're actually... Who would have thunk that the person who was, you know... It's funny how people tried to defend them as well. They'd be like, oh, they haven't read the book, so obviously, you know... They're not a Nazi. They're not an actual white supremacist. Even though it's blurred. Yes, they are. See right here. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
And even additional information about them, such as them being a big fan of Nick Fuentes and things like their past jobs.
I don't even know who that is, not gonna lie.
They also found out that they took part in the January 6th, 2021 attack.
Oh my god, of course they did. Of course they did, because why wouldn't they have? God damn it, dude. I do not associate with that individual whatsoever. Like, bro, that's fucking insane, man. Dude, all of this is just, like, literally icing on the cake. Like, them being found out that they're not actually a girl and they're actually a... Jesus Christ, can you, like, calm the fuck down? But yeah, them being, like, found out that they're actually a guy and not a girl and they're a guy using a voice changer is just the case. Just the cake. Everything else is literally just icing on the downfall cake, if I'm being honest.
The US Capitol, as they had previously posted pictures of it on their Facebook, of which they were eventually arrested for, of which shortly after they entered a plea deal, of which they got probation and had to pay restitution. They also suggest that Red Miku is Jewish, of which Red Miku has denied this claim to this day. But
yeah, I mean, they could be a self-hating Jew with the amount of fucking Nazi shit they fucking propagate, you know? They could just be a self-hating Jew at the end of the day. One of them self-hating Jewish folk, you know? I don't know. I don't know why I said it like that. I just thought about like South Park for some reason, and I forgot who said it how, but I remember hearing that shit in South Park. I think they were claiming that Kyle was a self-hating Jew, or he was. No, it's during the Passion. It's during the Passion, the whole Passion arc with Cartman, where they quite literally blame the movie The Passion for turning Kyle into like a self-hating Jew and whatnot. Yeah, that's where I remember it from. It's like, bro, like, yeah, I could see them being Jewish, but because of the amount of shit they say, the Nazi uniform and all that stuff, they could be a self-hating Jew, or they could just be a white supremacist. Either or, it's still bad, you know?
This information was out at this point. It made its way from the forum to multiple other platforms, of which Miku would respond by saying they didn't in fact dox her, it was her brother. I think in an attempt to try and make people think.
I'm a press X to doubt on that one there, Commissioner Gordon.
They are still a girl, I guess, or to make people think they got the wrong person. But they even reached out to one of the admins of one of the forums, threatening litigation if it was not removed, which they responded by saying they will not be threatened. All of that information was from that single.
That's so funny. They quite literally were like, "You're spreading information about me that's false. Stop it." It's like, he really hit it with the suck my dick.
Fred, but eventually everyone already knew this information and Miku came.
This dude Miku tried to pull like a tough internet tough guy, and literally got hit with the "We are anonymous, don't fuck with us" statement.
Clean. In their Discord, they made an announcement apologizing that they lied about their gender and reiterating that they are a fan of Miku. And then on Twitter claimed they are an actor and Red Miku is not real, and they were just playing a character this entire time, and the character has nothing to do with them, and they are not gay, trans, or Jewish. And they made it.
Oh my god. Fucking being muted. Well, I'm gonna reiterate what I just said just in case. They're claiming that they're playing a character, that they're acting, but it's like, if you're really gonna be acting, why would you, I don't know, not play a character in a fictional media and do RP in, like, I don't know, a fantasy setting or whatnot? And say you're playing a character but involve like real world issues and real world topics in this, to try to disassociate that from your actual real life stuff, even though you actually genuinely believe this based off of what people have found. And honestly, like, to compare yourself to actual professional voice actors is insane to me, dude. Like, bro, you're just some dude on the internet. And to compare yourself to voice actors who do this shit for a living, it's like, bro, you need to get a grip on reality, if you ask me.
Another tweet attempting to clarify why they voiced Miku. They even did a stream where they would show all the information displayed on these forums about them without a voice changer this time, seemingly admitting everything.
And for this, I'm actually really glad that they used this really nice.
Bro, like I said, it's all very weird how this individual is trying to deflect from all this shit, still claiming that they're a girl, but then they'll turn around and do a stream without the voice changer and whatnot, and then it's all very weird. It's all very like, dude, like, pick a side already. Either come out, tell the truth, and stop lying, because everyone knows it's a bunch of bullshit, or just delete all your shit and start over with a different fucking character and maybe do better this time. Like, dude, I don't get it. I don't get this weird back and forth that this individual's doing. Oh no, I'm not actually a dude. I'm a girl, but then we'll stream covering all this stuff without the voice changer. Oh, sorry, voice modifier and whatnot. And like, it's just like, bro, it's sad and pathetic to see.
This photo of me, I look fucking great. Look at my black suit. That's a Taylor black suit. I look fucking snazzy as fuck. Yeah, just more of the stuff on my website.
After this, Miku was more open about her identity, even doing interviews after everything was released.
Yeah, it basically started as I just wanted like an alternate account to kind of, post and stuff and just have fun with. I had the idea of using an anime profile picture just to be anonymous, and
still to this day streams with the same voice changer. But after all of this, what would happen to the Vtards in general? Well, unfortunately, a majority of them would share the same fate as Miku, as they had some of their information doxed as well, and it was found out that some in the group, despite having controversial opinions on their VTuber front, behind the scenes potentially they didn't share the same sentiment, and in some cases supported the same thing they were criticizing.
So they quite literally just did this shit just to try to garner attention. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me literally of that video we reacted to yesterday about Deep Humor and the dude who was literally stealing his content, claiming that he only did it because he saw what was popular and what was successful, so they copied it. That's literally what this reminds me of. It's like, oh, they like, bro, they quite literally knew that this would get them the most attention, and they quite literally ran with the any publicity is good publicity. Like, it's just so fucking, like, bro, like, to like spew this shit just because you know it'll get you views and likes by a certain demographic is just fucking wild to me, man. Like, why?
Which may mean the whole thing about Vtards pushing social norms and having all these controversial takes could have been a front for either publicity, which it certainly did do, or maybe they voiced their actual opinions where they can't be criticised behind a VTuber persona. Now, it is still unclear if any of the other members knew Miku was a male, as Vtards was supposed to be a group made up of entirely females. Now, if they didn't know, it buys into my theory that this group was just put together with tape, and they truly didn't know each other before they launched this group. As we saw in the first few weeks, one member left because they didn't think Miku was actually serious about the things they were saying. But in regards to the status of Vtards as of right now, the group no longer exists. Miku decided to leave the group. Members...
Bro, it actually did come all crashing down. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk that, you know, some... You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that submarine that was made and controlled by a Xbox controller that imploded once it hit a certain water level in the ocean. I fucking can't think of what the proper terms are, but like once it hit deep enough into the ocean, the water pressure quite literally crushed the makeshift submarine. This is what this reminds me of. Their little Vtard group was the makeshift submarine, and it literally imploded under the pressure of, well, quite literally themselves and the stuff that they were stating.
It's like Saturn and Akuma departed to possibly make another VTuber group together, and they also stated they want to move away from the name Vtard and the stigma that follows that name. But they do have some big projects.
Damn. They actually, like, name drop Miku's name and shit. Kenneth, aka Miku, stepped away of his own volition.
To come, and both are still streaming quite regularly.
Yep.
Regarding...
Ew, they play Smite 1? Why wouldn't they play the much superior Smite 2? Is this Smite 1? Yeah, this... No. Is this Smite 1 or is this Smite 2? Honestly, I can't even tell. I'm just shitting on Smite. I'm just shitting on Smite because I have almost 1,000 hours in Smite 1. I'm trying to see. Is this Smite 1 or is this Smite 2? No, this has to be Smite 1, right? Yeah, this is Smite 1, because Smite 2 would have the two portals up here and down here. Yeah, this is Smite 1. Plus, Smite... Yo, dumbass, Smite 1... Smite 2 hasn't even added Maui yet. Or Kayron. Or Tiamat, for that matter. Or Zhong Kui. Yeah, this is Smite 1. Ew! Why are you playing Smite 1? Why don't you play the vastly superior Smite 2?
Streaming quite regularly. Regarding Red Miku, after leaving, some fans felt betrayed that it was a dude, not a female. But as said,
Oh,
they
wow,
still
who'da thunk?
stream with the voice changer. With some of their existing fans that saw no problem with the things they were saying, or that they actually were a guy, still support them in their streams. Nines did not decide to join Akuma or Saturn. She decided to go on her own after everything that happened with Vtards and some information that leaked regarding her. One who left early on is also streaming occasionally.
Wonder what happened to her. Not gonna lie, I like that model.
Go on her own after everything that happened with Vtards and some information.
I genuinely like this model, but I don't like the individual. I like the model. But that's just because I have a thing for, you know, women with like baggy eyes and whatnot. You know, y'all know the type of woman I'm thinking of. The type that's you know, fuck, what's that anime called? Shit, hold up. The type that appears in Call of the Night, the chick from Call of the Night, that aesthetic. I'll fold like a wet napkin for that aesthetic any day of the week. So yeah.
Information that leaked regarding
The person behind the model is a piece of shit, though.
her. One who left early on is also streaming occasionally and still actively advertises her disagreements with the group, and she also had some of her information leak even if she did leave early. But she also just wants to move on from Vtards. So all are still somewhat active despite what happened and doing their own things. Some still arguing with people on Twitter with their so-called beliefs, I guess. But Vtards is over, despite only existing for around a month.
Damn. Bro.
Now, as said in the previous video, this VTuber group mainly garnered notoriety due to first their name but mainly their controversial opinions, and the fact one of them was a literal nasty. And if they didn't launch with any of this, the VTuber group would not have been even glanced at, due to the sheer amount of VTubers there are to this day.
Cinder and Nux. Why they put Nux talking behind Cinder? That's vile.
Controversial or not, and if they truly believed in the causes and opinions they advertised on their platforms or not, they did eventually get that attention and spotlight on them for quite some time, but from that they also received some unwanted.
Yeah, they sort of quite only did this for like a quick 5 minutes of fame, if we're being honest. That's literally the only reason they did this. Like, bro, like I said, I saw like one thing about that when I was like on X and whatnot. I just saw like a thing when they first made the group. After that, no one like talked about them. And then the Royalty Here video released, and then they just imploded. So yeah, like, dude, they quite literally did it just for shock factor to try to, you know, stand out and gain popularity in a very self-destructive way, if we're being honest.
The attention that ultimately led to their own destruction. Now obviously doxing isn't a good thing, and some could say they flew too close to the sun. But even before all of this, the cracks were starting to show in the group. And I think, in my opinion, yes, that means it's not a stated fact. Just to clarify, these members truly didn't know each other. And as I've said multiple times, they were duct taped together for simply just creating a controversial group that would garner some infamy. And once again, they did succeed in that goal, if it was their goal, but it would have probably ended eventually due to many of them not knowing each other. But that's just my theory. Either way, a lot of the group after Vtards are trying to move on. And yes, I will put my third leg back into the fray and predict maybe some will
Fucking royalty. My third leg. Fucking royalty, man. God damn. Oh, he's still talking about it that way, goddamn. Bro. Bro, I can't imagine having a third leg.
Be able to have some form of redemption. Obviously, I'm not including Red Miku, that seems like a losing bet, but the stain of Vtards is going to follow them for quite a while. That's if they do decide to change their behavior anyway, like a whole Lego Ninjago Lord Garmadon redemption arc. But
Bro.
he was black for a few seasons, so
Yo! Yo! Why do you have to say it like that?
Ninjago Lord Garmadon redemption arc. But he was black for a few seasons, so they probably won't like that. But they would have quite an uphill battle to do that. And once again, that's if they want to. But yeah, that's all I had to say, and bye-bye.
Oh my fucking god. Great video, great video. I loved it. I enjoyed it. What the fuck? Is this another one? Jesus fucking Christ, man. Oh yeah, it was funny. I enjoyed it. It was hilarious. You know, the downfall of quite literally the most controversial VTuber group, quite literally, like it says in the title, has happened. Well, we probably won't see anything like that again. I mean, nah, that's a lie. There'll probably be some other group of morons who will try to do the exact same thing and try to, like, do some shock factor, instant popularity type thing, and it'll, like, backfire, and they'll implode at the same time. It's a tale as old as time. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, and go watch Royalty here. Go give him a nice little juicy like and comment and a little subscribe if you haven't. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.